Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on? It's me. It's me. It's Mike Lepre, the King Michael. November 30th, 2020. It's going to be December soon. Obviously, if you do the math or you're familiar with how calendars work, but it will be December, and that will be the last month of 2020, which in hindsight, you see how I slipped that one in? Was a rotten year. So, however, this is legit fantasy sports. We were legit fantasy football. Then there was a demand for us, if you can believe that, because it's actually true. So we went to legit fantasy sports. We do 2 live shows, Thursday night for an hour, and Sunday morning for an hour. Our picks have been tremendous. We've been making a lot of people a lot of money. The website is legitfantasysports.com. You can also get there by going legitfantasyfootball.com. Either way, legitfantasysports.com. Come to the website. We'll have all of our YouTube videos up, all of our blog talk, live radio call-in style shows up. We're going to have podcasts from other people up on the site. Just give them some rub, just to kind of show who we like and who we at Legit Fantasy Sports think you would be in the money for, like, following. So that's how we're going to go about it. But so today, it's a fallout day, as I like to call it, here, on the Monday. We have 2 games coming up. We got the Seahawks going to play the horrible Philadelphia Eagles. And then on Tuesday, we're going to squeeze in a game of Baltimore and their JV team because everybody else is out with COVID. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers with I don't know who. So that's going to be a fun game. Said nobody, but well, unless I guess you're a fan of the teams. But those boring games, I guess, is what I'm trying to get out of my mouth here early in the morning. I should try to rephrase that because somebody could probably make that sound really bad. I'm going to talk about really quick so you guys can get back to your day. And again, I hope you're having a fun time today. But you know how they talk about like people that like end up in a coma, right? There's always that story. Well, think about it. If the 1-7 Giants, and were the 1-7 Giants that they were, and then I went into a coma, me, King Michael. Let's say I went into a coma because of my beard. So, I missed 3 weeks, and I come out of it, and someone's telling me that the Giants are 4-7 and in first place of the NFC East. I wouldn't believe a single word you said. That's God's honest truth. However, now, from watching the Giants play this year, now I'm watching every game, I'm watching every play, every snap, I'm watching every player. I'm watching who does what on the offensive line, who's doing what, where, and how. Here's what I'm coming up with. Joe Judge is the perfect coach of the Giants for right now. For right now, he's exactly what we needed, okay? Firing some people, Colombo, whatever, whatnot, doesn't matter. I just want the product, Joe. I'm with you. Whatever it takes to get the product, okay? Defensively, 11 guys flying to the ball on every play. Let me rephrase that for everybody out there that's a non-Giants fan. And just the idea of seeing us in the playoffs or just seeing us down the road. They keep saying about how we have the toughest schedule, remaining schedule, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, we're going to beat all those teams. Wait, I know I'm sounding weird right now, and maybe I'm a little too happy as a Giants fan, but I'm trying to be as analytical as I possibly can be. On defense, all 11 guys are swarming to the ball. We have a defensive line of 3 monsters in Dalvin Tomlinson, Sexy Dexter Lawrence, and Leonard. The trade was worth it. Williams. you guys got come like BJ Hill, guys like that. We're rotating in people nonstop. Defensive line is huge for us, okay? Then you get Blake Martinez. I'm just gonna make 100 tackles. Like, I'm fine. I'm just gonna tackle everything that comes near me, right? So with Blake, you added, Fackrell. You added you had some injuries with Carter and X-Man Zimines. I will never pronounce that name correctly. Even if he told it to me, it's one of those things I just can't do. But then, look at Bradbury and look at the guy's name that I always forget that we got from the Patriots / Titans. And again, the problem with me, guys, is I refuse to Google stuff. So if I don't remember a person's name or something like that, then I'm not going to know it for the whole time that I'm doing this, because unless it just comes back to my head, because I don't like Google. I don't like the fact that you can go, I don't remember that really quick and be like, oh, that's blank, blank, blank. And it's like, no. You didn't know that. It didn't come off the top of your head. You had to Google it. I'm not a big fan of that. It's the guy's name is from the Patriots, formerly of the Patriots, formerly of the Titans. To me, he was the greatest pick that we kind of made. And I'm not Googling it right now. I'm just doing other stuff, but I still can't remember his name. It'll come back to me. Or you guys will be like, you idiot, it was so-and-so the whole time. You can leave that in the comments. But just the additions to doing that. Logan Ryan. There it is. We add that. We haven't had Xavier McKinney play yet. He's going to be phenomenal. Like a phenom. You got Jabril Peppers back there. Look, we made a trade for Odell Beckham Jr. We sent the Browns Odell Beckham Jr. and his issues. And somehow it resulted in us getting Jabril Peppers and Dexter Lawrence. I could actually make an argument that I would take either Jabril Peppers or Dexter Lawrence over Odell in a straight 1-to-1 trade. I would take Jabril Peppers over Odell Beckham Jr. I think he's made that much of an impact to the team. I think defensively he's willing to put a helmet on somebody on every play, and has been used the defense. And one-on-one, like he can return kicks, he can do it all. I would take him over Odell one-on-one. Now, Dexter Lawrence, come on, man. He's a defensive lineman that's like 700 pounds, but he's running down receivers. He's running the length of the field to be in on a play. Again, I would take him over Odell in a one-on-one trade. So, in my opinion, we crushed that trade. Leonard Williams signing, maybe not the right time, but the right guy, the right place. Gets to stay in the Meadowlands, MetLife Stadium. Just hands in his Jets jersey for a Giants one. Goes from horrible green to incredibly beautiful blue, as we all know. And his knock was, he didn't get sacks. He got the quarterback a lot. They said he put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, but didn't quite make the sacks. So that's one of those things that makes you think, all right, so you're saying he's getting there a lot. He's just not actually physically tackling the guy? And they're like, yeah, whoever they are. They're like, yeah. And it's like, okay, so you're saying that there's like another guy in there, pass rushing, that maybe that Leonard Williams way, maybe you get like 6 sacks maybe on a season. And it's like, I don't know, maybe, he's kind of a bust. And then what? You put him in on our defense and he's 6 sacks, causing confusion on every play. Him, Fackrell, Martinez, they're all over the place. They're everywhere you want them to be, right? So the Giants defense is young, which should scare the crap out of you if you're a non-Giants fan, especially if you're an Eagles fan or a Cowboys fan or a football team fan. And I apologize if I use the other term. It just comes up. I've known the team for so long. It's just tough to just call them a different name. I like calling them a different name, but the point is it's still kind of tough for the old memory. So our defense is brutal. It's 11 to the ball. It's 11 young guys to the ball, and we're hitting really hard, and we're trying to strip on every play. Like you watch a Giants game, tell me there's not a difference with their defense compared to other defenses. On every play, we're trying to take the ball away. On every play, we're trying to do a little bit extra, right? Then there's the offense. People can rag on the offensive line all they want, but quite honestly, we have the makings of an incredible offensive line coming together. Like, legitimately, we have the makings of an incredible line coming together. Hold on, I got to answer some question. And that answer would be no. So just from the tackles, right? Just from the tackles, the left and right tackle. Now, Andrew Thomas struggled at the beginning of the year, you could say. I mean, he is a left tackle that you just threw in a starting position for the New York Football Giants, right? Yeah, that's just not that easy, is it? It's just not. It shouldn't be. Okay, but in my opinion, Andrew Thomas is getting the job done, and he's getting better as the years are going on, which just should be a scary fact for everybody that's a non-Giants fan, because we have a monster at left tackle that's getting comfortable. At the right tackle, all right, we have Cam Fleming. That's an old dude. That's an old guy. I mean, not as old as me, but old in the sense that, like, he's not the future. However, we do have the future of right tackle on the roster right now, right? Matt Peart will be the starting right tackle. On the games where he's played, he could be a starting left tackle in the NFL. I'm going to throw that right out. He could be. He could be starting right now for some teams, to be honest. He could be groomed to be a great left tackle. However seems to be the theme of the day. If Andrew Thomas becomes the left tackle that he's starting to become, and Peart becomes a right tackle, we'll have two monsters as bookends, both with incredible arm length. Their wingspan is ridiculous. They're both quick. That's exactly what you want in tackles. Okay? That's what you want in your tackles. Okay? Guards, you got Will Hernandez on the left guard. And then right now we have the other older dude, Zeitler, at the right guard. Okay? Zeitler he's a really good guard. I don't think he played as well as we thought he was going to play when we signed him. I would have tried to trade him already by now, but just even next year, he's not going to be here. That cap room will hopefully come our way, and we're going to start Shane Lemieux. Like, Shane Lemieux is another one of those guys that after the whistle, he might be in a fist fight or a shoving contest. And, I got to be honest, in the day of non-bullying, you got to tell your kids not to bully and this, that, the other. In football, when you are on the football field, I want my offensive linemen to be bullies. I want my offensive linemen to be the type of guys that will shove, push, whatever they got to do after the end of the play. Let the other guy know that they're there, right? I want that nasty attitude. So you throw Nick Gates, you make him a center over the summer, right? I mean, because Spencer Pulley and all those other options was just joke. But so now you got him there, right? You got Nick Gates in the middle. So Nick Gates is young, very young, right? With the long hair. So you got him and then Shane Lemieux. This is the future. Shane Lemieux and Hernandez, right? Shane Lemieux's got the long hair. He's another one of those badasses. Will Hernandez is a badass looking for a fight, right? And then you're going to have two young tackles that are monsters, that have the wingspan to beat the perfect tackles. That offensive line is going to be a mean, nasty, talented, physical offensive line. That's what it's becoming, and that's who's there for players, right? Let's just look at the skills players. Wide receiver, we got a bunch of guys that technically to me do the sort of same thing, right? So, I don't want Golden Tate. I can't wait till we no longer have Golden Tate. Just that's not the guy I want. I'm like, in my head, you keep Slayton, and then we figure it out from there, right? Sterling Shepard, in my head, will never be the receiver that a lot of people think he should have been or is, or whatever you want to call that situation. But I'm looking for a complete douching of the wide receiver group. And I did just use the word douching. I want to keep Darius Slayton, and I want to douche the rest of that wide receiving squad. Just right at tackle, you got Evan Ingram. I don't know. Like, yeah, he's really talented, but worth the money that he's going to want? No, it's just not going to be. Just give me a wide receiver who can catch and one who can block. They don't have to run a 4-3. Like, they really don't, because it's very rare that we need him to run a 4-3 40. So I wouldn't really care about keeping Evan Ingram either, which then now drives over to the running back position. Look, I'm a Giants fan. Saquon Barkley is next level video game stuff. Like, he is unbelievable. Just unbelievable. But do we need him? And what I mean by that is, of course we need him, but do we need him? And do we need to spend as much money as he's going to want? Especially when you see Wayne Gallman finally playing like Wayne Gallman and just running through people. The difference between Wayne right now and what you have with Saquon is that Saquon, he had that first step where he's going to decide which way he's going to go, which way he's going to pivot. He's got that bit of a pause before he hits the line or goes. Wayne Gallman just goes, and when he gets hit, he still just keeps running and dragging people. With the way that our offensive line plays and the way that they're made up, I just explained exactly who was on that line, and I told you kind of how they play. They want to beat you up. They want to punch you in the mouth. They want to grind that down. Gallman is a better back for that type of offense. I know I just said that out loud, but it's true. He's a better back for that offense. And what's funny to me is the perfect complement to Gallman right now might be Alfred Morris. Yeah, he's old, and yeah, he's still in the NFL, if you were wondering about it. But the thing is this. Alfred Morris has that hesitation and then move, kind of like Saquon. However, like 700 times slower than what Saquon does. So Saquon hit, bang, gone, right? Whereas Alfred Morris, if you watch any of his runs unfold, he's got this really slow way of getting the handoff and just coming around, and he's looking. And what he does so great is that when he finds that crease, Alfred Morris just goes forward. He's so smooth when he runs. Like, that's the best way I can describe the way Alfred Morris runs. He gets the ball, and it's just like this intellectual smoothness of like waiting, and then there it is, boom, explode right through the hole. So those are two different styles, right? And if you've been a Giants fan for as long as I have, you know that we like having 2 running backs, 3 running backs that we can call on. That's just how it is. So with Evan Ingram and Saquon Barkley being as talented as they are, do I say keep them? I don't know. I don't know if I would. I think I might spend the money elsewhere and just stick with the running game we got. And then as far as the tight end, we can make up for that with wide receivers. Now, Daniel Jones, really quick. I think Daniel's the man. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but I think he is. I think his long ball throws, that touch, the dime, the ability to drop it down is incredible. I think he stares at his main receivers too long. I think you can watch Daniel's eyes, and he can get himself in a lot of trouble. I mean, there was a couple passes yesterday where, he didn't put enough zip on them. And it's always those last second, your receiver's on the right hash side, and he's going to do a quick out. And you throw it, and Daniel throws it, and it has that Eli Manning feel to it sometimes, because he throws it, and you know that it's so not like he didn't put enough zip on it where all the D-backs going to do is step in front of the receiver for pick six. Like, there was twice he did that when we were down within our own 20 to 30 yard line. He threw that pass out late, and I'm thinking, D, you ain't got that arm strength to be doing that kind of stuff. Like, you don't step off your back foot at the last second trying to zip it to an out across your body, and it doesn't work out. Like, it just doesn't work out. So he's got his mistakes, but they're all coachable, right? The running, the way he runs, I mean, other than falling, like, I don't know if you ever had to run really fast and you were running really, really fast and you thought I might fall, because I have. I've been running so fast that I'm like, there's a good chance I could fall. I mean, I don't know if I do it in an NFL game, but the point is, Daniel can run really fast. But like Forrest Gump, which I cannot believe no one's made the comparison yet of Daniel Jones running the ball to Forrest Gump running the ball. You know, they just give it to him and say, just go. He just runs, and then they have to tell him to stop because he's just all one speed. That's Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is one speed. He gets the ball, and he's gone. I mean, he's gone. The kid's like this. He runs so upright. It's like it's very Forrest Gump. But the kid is fast, and he's a gamer. He wants to win. Daniel Jones will do anything. That's the kind of guy that you look at him and you go, and you say to yourself, my man will do anything to help us win this game. Like, I can see it in his eyes. My man will do anything to help us win this game. And that's why Daniel Jones is my man. Like, he will be the quarterback we need. He's becoming that quarterback right now. Next year with some great, some more great draft picks in free agency, I think we can shore up the wide receivers. I think we can, shore up maybe a linebacker, somebody on the edge. We need an edge rusher really bad. Like, our defensive backfield is not as bad as people think, right? It's more, we just need more pressure on the quarterback. We need like one or two people that are going to get home. Like, that we know on third and long, they're going to get home. By the end of the play, they'll be tapping the quarterback at least, right? So that's what I think that's what we're looking for next year. That's the next step for the Giants, is we need to, solidify up. However, again, like I said, to recap this, Ingram, Barkley, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see how that unfolds. But we're not. I think we put ourselves in a position where we don't 100% need them. We're not like, oh my God, we need those two, because without those two, we would never win. That's not true. Dunkin' Donuts. Love it. My point is this. The New York Football Giants are going to win the division this year. Okay? And there's not an NFC East team. NFC East? There's not an NFC team that's not worried about playing the Giants. You don't want to play the Giants like in the wild card round of the playoffs. You don't. You don't want a young team like this, right? If they win the division, it's a home game. Not that even matters, but it matters as far as traveling and stuff like that. You do not want to play the New York Football Giants. You don't. Because with the defense playing the way it is, the fact that we can run the ball the way that we are, and that kind of holds up, keeping Daniel Jones out of trouble. I mean, let's go back to 2007, shall we? We went into that Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, right? That was a road game, wild card game. And what do they say about us? Well, I remember Rondé Barber, made a comment about how Eli makes dumb plays. He puts the ball up like for an interception. He'll do that at least once a game. We just need to take advantage of that. Something along those lines. Both the Barber twins are idiots. So that's what he had to say about it. I remember thinking, so they're saying that if Eli can just not make any turnovers, then the Giants have a better chance of winning the game. Eli had no turnovers in the Buccaneers game. We ran the ball well, and the defense played like the defense plays. Very similar to where we are now. And every game throughout that playoffs, they told us why the Giants would lose. They go in great detail on why the Giants would lose. The Giants just didn't lose. Why? Running backs were playing great. The O-line was being very, very punishing. Quarterback was not making mistakes. He was just playing his game, not making mistakes, not putting the ball in harm's way. And the defense was like the defense is now, in the sense that it was all 11 men to the football on every play. Special teams, one hell of a kicker in Gano. Just in general, Joe Judge coaches up that special teams unit. You do not want to play the New York Giants in the playoffs. The New York Football Giants, I'm going to say it right now, on November 30th, 2020, we're about to be in December, the New York Football Giants could, without a doubt, represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. Yeah, you're going to say you're an idiot. Oh, King, you crazy, blah, 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 the Bucks, Seattle, New Orleans, blah, 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 right? It doesn't matter to me, because if you match them all up and you put it down, you look at it, you don't want to play the New York Giants. The New York Giants can beat any team in the NFL right now. Any team. That includes Kansas City. Any team with a defense playing the way it is, the ability to run the ball and control the clock, a quarterback that keeps the ball out of harm's way, but also can run like Forrest Gump, right? Again, the defense, 11 men to the ball, everybody buying in, everybody leaving it on the table. That's exactly what we need. That's exactly what we need, and that's exactly what we're getting. So we have, in every position you can think of, in all phases of the game right now, improved. Not only improved, but we've put ourselves in a position where if you actually watch our games and you know what's going on and you see it, you're going to say to yourself, this team's a lot better than they said. And this team can beat a lot of teams. They can pound the ball on the ground. If they want to, they can throw it deep. Their defense is young and crazy and ready to play. No one wants to play the New York Football Giants. And that's legit. You don't want to do it. So I know this is like the weirdest year maybe ever. I get that, right? So that's why I feel so comfortable with my pick right now. That the New York Football Giants are going to go on to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. Yeah, so put that in your bonnet. For every other fan out there, the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Redskins, Patriots fans, your Buccaneer fans, which is the same sort of thing right now, wherever you are, whoever you are, I want you to sit there and ruminate in the fact and idea that your New York Football Giants have a very good chance of representing the NFC in this year's Super Bowl. Yeah, so just sit around and think about that for a little while. Leave us a comment. Come over to the site, legitfantasysports.com, legitfantasyfootball.com, exact same sites. Leave us a message. Send me an email. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. But I got to be honest, I'm not wrong. I'm going to leave it with you one more time. And I'm going to thank you for listening. Please go to legitfantasyfootball.com, legitfantasysports.com. Please watch this video, like, subscribe, and then leave a comment, because that's what YouTube is like counting. Leave us a comment, right? The New York Football Giants in the year 2020/2021 will go on to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. Thank you, guys. It's me. It's Mike Lepre, King Michael, legitfantasysports.com. Your New York Giants are going to go on and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. Yeah, legit.